tarot readings are scary. Like, I am a scaredy cat. I get very scared, okay, about different things. I don't go on roller coasters. When I was younger, I was scared of the wind. Welcome to St. Rose of London. Thank you for coming and thank you for joining me on my journey of spiritual enlightenment and learning about astrology and tarot reading. So let's get into it. I've been a tarot reader for 2 years now, and what I learned is, although spirituality and astrology is very popular nowadays, there's still some stigma around tarot reading. I'll be talking about the stigma and misconceptions surrounding tarot reading, and I'll also be talking about how I overcame this and what I think about this. I've got my notepad. Okay, so number one misconception. You cannot be religious and use tarot reading or have tarot readings. This one hurts my heart. The simple answer is yes, you can. The tarot cards are just a tool of divination. So let's say you're a Christian. You can, number one, choose a Christian deck. So you can choose themes that are surrounding Christianity. I mean, there's hundreds of decks. Definitely a deck that resonates with you and who you are and what you believe in. That's the great thing about tarot. So, as a Christian, you can get a deck that resonates with you. Let's say you pray every night. You can get a tarot deck that's suited to you, and after your prayer in the night, you can then shuffle some cards and see what comes up. It might have like a little angel Gabriel, and you'd be like, yeah, that's me. You can be religious and do this. Number two, you have to be psychic to be able to do tarot. No, you don't, not necessarily. No, you don't have to be psychic to do tarot. The tarot decks are an extension of yourself. So if you just want to use tarot for some, uplifting messages in the morning, you can do that. You don't need to be a psychic to shuffle some cards, see what comes up, see what the meaning is for you, and then use it in your daily life. So you don't need to be psychic at all. Some people go to psychic tarot readers because they're going with the intention to, use their psychic ability. And that's fine, but you don't have to be a psychic. Anyone can do it, and it's entirely your practice. It's your cards. You connect with them and you find the meaning to them. So, number three, the tarot cards are only used to know the future. No. This is one of the main things I love to point out and shout about, is that tarot cards are not only used to read the future. I like to take a different stance on the tarot deck. So my belief is that you can create your reality, any reality you want. I believe that there's all different timelines that are all connecting in different universes and etc. So if you don't like this timeline, you don't like what's happening, you don't like this situation, all you have to do is think, okay, that's it, I'm jumping on the next timeline, and that's all you do. They're not only used to read the future. You can use tarot decks as inspiration for your day. So in the morning, you wake up, you shuffle your cards, you get a really nice card, let's say Ace of Cups, and you're like, yes, this is an Ace of Cups day. I'm gonna have new beginnings, new love, feeling fresh, being intuitive, okay? It's just like that extra boost of inspiration for your day. You can use it as guidance. You might be having a troubling situation and you're like, what do I do? Like, sometimes you can't even think when you're in these situations. You shuffle your cards, you get a really, somehow, don't ask me how, you just get the card that you need to see at that moment in time, and you're like, this is the guidance, this is what I should do. That's how it works. So I use it as guidance, inspiration. You can also use it as a tool of self-reflection. In my tarot readings, I hold space for my client. to go through any emotions, to dig deeper into the issue, to see what comes up. So I am practicing with my client the practice of self-reflection. So something might come up in the tarot reading and you don't immediately jump on it and say that, oh my gosh, that is it. Sometimes that happens. So you might go, okay, this is what's presented to me, but I want to go a bit deeper. And you ask another question to help explain that card. And then normally that's when you start really getting into the core of the situation. And that's the practice of self-reflection in normal life. Present situation could be you always leave your work to the last minute. You procrastinate. That's just your thing. And that is the face value situation. So that could be the first tarot card that comes up. And you're like, why do I do that? Let me get some further information. Why do I procrastinate? When do I usually do it? Why do I think it's a good idea? Where did this come from? Where did I learn this from? Because, you know, behaviors are learned. And that's, you know, every question is just digging deeper, 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 deeper. Every question is just digging deeper into the core reason you're procrastinating. Yeah, so that was very long-winded, but you understand what I'm saying. It's much, much more than trying to know your future. You know your future because you create your reality. Okay? There's multiple versions of your life, multiple versions of your future. If you want something in your life, you can get it by just knowing that you can get it and creating it, doing the hard work to get there. So nothing can set your future in stone. It just doesn't work like that. So anyway, sorry I got a bit passionate about that. Another misconception is that tarot readers are there to fix you. No. I honestly wish I could, but that's not what we're trying to do. So a tarot reader should be holding space for you, should be having a conversation with you, and should be unlocking your potential to do this by yourself. They are there to guide you through the things that need to be shown to you. And they're there to support you and love you and just help you. But they're not there to fix you. So if you have a problem, if you have an issue, it won't be solved by just simply going to a tarot reader. It's like a doctor. You might have like an illness and you go to a doctor, but just the act of going to a doctor and speaking to them doesn't heal you. You then have to do some extra things, maybe take medication, etc, etc. The misconception is if you do tarot, you are a witch or you do witchcraft. I think that's the biggest stigma. That's the biggest thing that people don't want others to perceive them as, especially if you come from a really religious background. I know my mum, shout out to my mum. My mum was not happy in the beginning about me enjoying spirituality, and then when the cards came out, it was like all too much. It was just too much for her. She couldn't understand it. She had the misconception that the first one we talked about, that you can't be religious and you can't do tarot at the same time. She just didn't understand it, and that's fair enough because some people don't know what tarot cards are. You know that you have a clean heart, yes? You know that you are a good person, yes? You know that you love yourself and you love others, yes. Therefore, buying a deck of cards is not going to make you into witchcraft at all. It's just a deck of cards that you're using. So it doesn't automatically mean you're a witch. And that leads me on to my next one. Another misconception is that tarot readings are scary. Like, I am a scaredy cat. I get very scared, okay, about different things. I don't go on roller coasters. When I was younger, I was scared of the wind. That sounds really silly. When I was younger, I was scared of going into the garden and there being long grass and a wind blowing. Like, that terrified me. I wouldn't go into the garden. And I feel I still don't really like going into the garden. The reason people think tarot is scary is because of what they see in movies and TV shows. Normally, a tarot scene is a dark background, a really sketchy looking person that you're like, what are they about? And it's always bad news from the tarot reading. It's just never good. That is what it's not. So a tarot reader's responsibility is to create a really nice environment for your client. For my clients, they're normally first timers, so I really take that extra effort in making everything really nice and soothing and calm. So I might do a little meditation in the beginning, some breathing work. I will only start the reading when I feel like they're ready. I will explain to them that the tarot is not your future set in stone. You create your reality. And the tarot is used as guidance and inspiration and self-reflection and inner work. So I just, you know, keep my personality going through the tarot, and I just make them feel comfortable. So tarot readings are not scary, they're very fun. On my channel you will see me do tarot all the time, so you'll kind of get a feel on how it is to see a tarot reading, and it's not what you see in movies. So that's just some of many, unfortunately. How I overcome this. Number one, know that you can't change people. And you shouldn't want to anyway, because you wouldn't want someone trying to change you. And most of the times, you can talk for hours about how good tarot is, what it did, the messages you got. It won't change someone's opinion if they think it's evil, okay? So my advice is just do you, like I did me. Do what makes you happy. Important thing is we're moving into age of Aquarius. We're about halfway through to when we really step into the age of Aquarius, and things will be changing. Even in the short space of the people were bored. People were looking for the meaning of life, okay? They didn't have any distractions. They had nowhere to go, right? And we're spiritual beings, so eventually we will engage in that. You know, it might be in our last hour of life, we're like, wow. Or it might be yourself at 21, just having a spiritual awakening, you know? But eventually it happens. So things are changing. People will believe in different things, and seasons come and go, things change, and there won't always be such a strong stigma on tarot reading. And that's it. Thank you for watching. We made it, first video. Thank you so much for watching, Soul Family. Sending you love and peace and joy and happiness and abundance, everything. Thank you for watching.